Hello, my name is Madison Leiden, and today I will be doing my informative speech for Communications 101. Here is my note card. And then my audience. Susan B. Anthony, a women's rights icon. Something as simple as being able to vote wouldn't be an option for women in today's society if it wasn't for Susan B. Anthony. Susan's hard work towards the anti-slavery movement and women's suffrage has drastically changed our society today. For example, the feminism movement wouldn't be a thing without Miss Susan B. Anthony. Today, I will discuss all the events that led up to women being able to vote. As a women's rights activist, the battle towards equality for women and the stepping stones that led to women voting has inspired me to look up to Miss Susan B. Anthony. In my speech, I will go over Susan B. Anthony's life before women's suffrage, the events that led women to be able to vote, and how Susan B. Anthony has drastically changed our society today. Susan B. Anthony came from a home of Quakers. Because of this, she was supposed to live a very principled life. However, that changed when she became a teacher. Susan B. Anthony noticed that there was a wage gap between women and men, which really upset her, and she wanted to change this. By being a teacher in the 1800s, not only was she faced with inequality of women and men, she was also faced with racism. Because of this, she would speak at rallies and conventions, letting her voice be heard. This is where she met Elizabeth Stanton. Elizabeth Stanton was her best friend, who also was very prevalent in the women's rights movement. Now that we've gone over Susan B. Anthony's life before women's suffrage, we can now move on to the events that led to women being able to vote. Susan B. Anthony's biggest goal in life was to gain equality for women and to give them the right to vote. In Mental Floss's online article written by Emily Pesco, published February 19th, 2019, one of my biggest criticisms lobbied against Anthony and Stanton is that they didn't support the 15th Amendment, which gave Black men the right to vote. Susan B. Anthony and Stanton were very upset, ironically, because it did give somebody the right to vote, but just not women, and she wanted to change this. Because of this, she started writing in a weekly journal called The Revolution. This article always included women being able to vote, equal pay for women and men, and of course, equality among all. And I'm sure we all know about the 14th Amendment, which gave equal rights to American citizens. Because of this, Susan B. Anthony found a loophole. In the 1872 presidential election, she decided that she wanted to vote. Because of this, she was arrested and fined, but never paid her fee. She wanted equality for women to vote. Now that we've gone over the events that led up to women being able to vote, we can now move on to how she has affected our society today. Because of Susan B. Anthony, now it is illegal for women and men to make different amounts, even when they're working the same job and the same qualifications. Also, women did gain the right to vote in 1920, only 14 years after she passed away. She would have been very proud of this day. And lastly, she has her face on a coin, which is pretty cool. According to Women's History, an online article written by Nancy Hayward, published in 2018, the U.S. Mint issued a Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, making her the first non-fictitious woman to be such honored. Susan B. Anthony wanted equal rights between women and men, and that's what she fought for. Now she is a very empowered woman, which we all can look up to today. We've now gone over all the events before women's suffrage, all the events that led to women being able to vote and how she has affected our society today. An online article from Newtonic written by Andrea H. published in October 5th, 2018, Susan B. Anthony once said, "Men, their rights are nothing. Women, their rights are nothing less." Thank you.